This is Alankan. I help organizations to deliver better quality software-driven innovations more quickly and more cost-effectively. Today I'm going to show you how you can quickly get a copy of a Java web application, set up the Java Liberty Server and MySQL database, as well as deploying the Java application to the environment on the cloud-based environment for your Agile project. We're using IBM Bluemix as the cloud runtime platform, and we're using IBM DevOps services as the Agile collaboration and source code management. The address of IBM DevOps services is https://hub.jazz.net, and Bluemix is www.bluemix.net. Assuming you have already got an IBM DevOps services account, so let's sign in with that account. The next thing you need to do is to go to Explore on the menu item. Here it is, Explore. We will search for the uReceipt application. Make sure that you get the uReceipt application from Alankan's account. Go to Edit Code, and then we will fork or take a copy of the code that is in this account. So here are all the folders and files. We'll go get a copy of that, and we'll give it a name. In our case, we will just use a public project, and we will add features for Scrum development. In the next video, I'll be showing you how you can use the Scrum development features to manage your Agile project, and we'll specify that it deploys to Bluemix. Now this is a copy of the code here. The next thing we want to do is to update the build information so that we can build and deploy to Bluemix. We'll turn on the build and deploy feature by just clicking Advanced, and we will add a new builder. DevOps Services fills in most of the information for you already, so all you're left with are your IBM DevOps Services password. We'll leave the script path empty, and the archive directory is uReceipt. Optionally, you can also enable unit tests. I've embedded some unit tests in the application itself, but in this case I'll just save some time and just skip that unit testing. Alright, now we've got a build engine. The next thing to add is the continuous deploy feature. So let's add that. Again, most of the fields are filled in for you. Application name, I'll just call it uReceipt again. This is where you need to change the script. Here I will call my application uReceipt 123ABC. You can change it to any unique name you would like, maybe with a year or semester. Yeah, these three lines basically just say we will deploy the application using this unique name as the URL of your application, and this is the file that we're picking up to deploy. And we'll also create the MySQL database and bind the MySQL database to the application that you're creating. So save that. This gives you the ability to automatically build and deploy, so build here and deploy here when we change the code. So if we go back to change the code, there is one last thing that we need to do before we can deploy the application, and that is changing the manifest.yml file. So if we just go and change the manifest, again we'll need to match the name here to say uReceipt 123ABC, so the host variable is the key one to change. save the file, or alternatively you can also just press Ctrl S to save. Alright, the next thing we do is to push the file to the build and deploy. We click on the change icon. We'll check in the changes. So it is a two-stage commit, if you like. The first stage is to check in your file. Second stage is to actually deliver it to the rest of the team. We need to put a comment or associated work item. In this case, I think a comment will be appropriate. Initial changes, and we'll deliver it. The way we configured our build previously means that upon delivering, DevOps services will automatically build the application, and then when the build is completed successfully, it will automatically deploy to Bluemix. Now the build is successful. You can see that the deployment is queued, and then it's running. So when deployment is completed, we'll be able to see the actual application. What this is doing is it is creating the Java Liberty server, the MySQL database, as well as deploying the application. So now it's been completed. So let's click into the application, open up the application, and take a look at what we have here. Now it comes up with the running application. The application is a very simple two-page application. So this is used for keeping track of expenses. You can enter the date, you can enter a description, pick a category, cost, and whether it's claimable. Submit that. It will show you in the view receipts page, a list of all the receipts that you have entered. This concludes the first part of the video. In the next video, I'll be showing you how you can use IBM DevOps services to collaborate in your Agile team for your sprint planning.